Hello everybody and welcome to Imola. 10 laps, 49.7 kilometers. We are in Group A cars, so it'll be interesting to see what we're in for today. My name's Stairs. As always, I'm joined in the commentary box by Madbird, who's on pole position.
Absolutely, I'm in pole position in the Yellow Pages Commodore, followed by Baker in the Calsonic Nissan Skyline, and Bagsy in the Winfield Nissan Skyline. So two Nissans in the second and third places.
Yeah, good showing in quali. We have Sam in the Castrol Mustache Volvo, red number, beautiful car, and Roadhog in the Koenig Mercedes-Benz. Stairs qualifies 6th in the Bow Repairs Commodore, and Goof 7th in the Dick Johnson Mustang.
We got Bang in 8th in the Fire Commodore, and Xeris in 9th in the John Player Special BMW.
Yes, he didn't actually set it. Well, he did set a time, but he's swapped cars since qualifying, so he's starting from the rear of the grid. But there is the Yellow Pages Commodore from Baker in the Calsonic Nissan.
Hello, Yellow, indeed. Starting from on first, we've got that. We've got the red lights coming up, so we've got 4 lights. And
go! Off the line they go. We're a bit of a wiggle from the Yellow Pages, but he's got away with quite a lead. We've got quite a disparity between some of the cars off the line, and Roadhog into 2nd place. Bow Repairs, the Commodore of Stairs, into 3rd place as they go screaming by.
Must be said, Baker had a horrendous start down into last place as Madbird leads off from the Mercedes of Goofball and the Commodore of Stairs. They're getting overtaken around the outside by said Mercedes.
Yeah, but he was ahead, and there's contact there between the Mercedes of Roadhog and the green, the Mustang of Goofball. It has to be said. That's given Madbird an enormous lead.
Yeah, straight out into first. Doing incredibly well, consider. As I say that, he locks up.
Oh, you've given him the curse. Onto the gravel trap, he's locked up. Here's an onboard from Bagsy as we see them side by side, the two Commodores. Oh, is he going to get through? Oh, he's poking his nose up. You're not going to make it through there, mate, as the cars are all bunched up behind this massive roadblock as they go through Aqua Minerale for the very first time out of 10. That's the Winfield car of Bagsy being hounded by Xeris in the BMW as they come through the chicane for the very first time. Oh, someone's off! We've seen someone off! I think that's Bang! Yes, it is. Bang in the FAI Commodore. Here's a replay of that incident between Roadhog and Goof. So that's unfortunate because he was 2nd at the time and he's fallen way back. Bang's in 7th and there's Roadhog behind him recovering in 8th place.
Yeah, I think Bang just completely forgot that there was a chicane coming up and just went straight across. But has to be said, he let all the runners through as he's crowding Roadhog there through the corner. Roadhog they're bumping sides as they're coming out of the last one of those corners.
Yes, Rivatsa is the name of that corner as we see Goofball in the background trying to hoping these two will take each other out as we rejoin the lead. My goodness, they're very close. Madbird's gone. Trying to get the position back, and he's got a little bit of, he got a huge swapper on coming out of the corner, but it hasn't cost him much. He's still right up behind Stairs in that battle for Commodore supremacy.
Indeed, two Commodores leading the race. Aussie as we've got the Winfield Skyline of Bagsy, not letting them get too far away, so Japan representing as well.
That's right. Well, we did have that horrible start from, it looks like Madbird's taking the inside, trying to overtake Stairs around the inside of Tosa, given the room, and he's actually through back. He's regained his lead of this race, and Bagsy very much trying to take advantage of any mistake that the leaders make. As we've got someone off at Tosa. I think that's Goofball. We haven't seen. Well, there's the battle for 4th. Enormous recovery from Baker. I guess he's just kept his nose clean after that horrible start.
Yeah, absolutely. Back up into that's probably about 5th or something like that, as we've got Bagsy outbraking himself slightly, coming through the chicane. Nowhere to go through there, mate. You're going to have to stay behind that Commodore for a little bit longer. That big ass of the Commodore as it lumbers down towards the chicane. We've got the BMW, I think, of Roadhog coming up behind. Well,
we've got people swelping from one side of the track to the other all over the place here, but Bagsy, as we've got the Dunlop race cam here. Amazing new technology to have onboard cameras, so we're very, very, very pleased to have that. As we're watching this battle, we're just going to go down to Rob in the pit lane. Rob, what can you... Oh, I'm sorry, I can't throw to you right now because we've just had the leader go off at the Rivatsa and he's gone back and he's lost 3 positions in one corner.
2 positions even as he drops back into third. And it's the BMW of Zerus, I do apologise, having climbed from last up into 4th, and he's now pressuring Madbird, who's probably under a bit of pressure, or under his own pressure, considering he just recovered from a horrible off, out into 3rd place. We've got Baker now in 5th.
Oh, bang! I think we saw bang off. I don't know if we're going to get a chance to replay that, because we're simply just looking at this. Well, here is a replay of, what is that? That's Sam having a bit of a moment in the Volvo. That's not good at all. Cycling fans will be familiar with the concept of a peloton, which is a big group of people all together, and that's what we were experiencing until it looks like the top 3 have split from 4th, 5th, and 6th. Oh, and Bagsy getting all out of shape. Looks like he had a bit of a dive down and then thought better of it for the lead as they exit Tosa more or less side by side.
Yeah, Madbird got a better run out of the corner than Bagsy, but just tucks himself behind, hoping to get a run into this following left-hander here. As we've got Zerus, and we see someone in the background.
Oh, more issues for Goofball. That's he's not having a good day. He is normally much faster than this, but well, it looks like that car is not suited to him. He's locking up probably into Tosa as we rejoin the battle for first position between Stairs, Bagsy, Madbird, and the rest.
Indeed, it is a Mustang, so probably not used to turning corners. Madbird seems to have dropped back a little bit, maybe into the clutches of and Bagsy barely made that corner, going across the grass. He's gained a fair bit of time, but he might have let off the throttle a little bit there just to let it go again. But he's all over the Commodore of Stairs at this stage. Madbird having dropped back quite a lot. Back into the clutches of Baker, I think, who's got Zerus just a little bit behind him as well, as Madbird nearly gets the job done over Bagsy, coming out of the Ravatsas, but not quite enough room there, and their line astern at the moment, these 3 cars, the sandwich of the skyline in between the 2 Commodore pieces of bread. Baker...
That's right. Stairs getting his ass harassed. Oh, and we've lost Bagsy, spinning around in the final corner. Cars having to go left and right to avoid him. Oh, and they're all so close, tightly bunched that they really lose out. In fact, that's going to give Stairs an enormous advantage out in front. Some space to breathe down as let's take stock, because we've got now, this is the battle for 5th place. Bagsy from Bang. That's not right. That's Bagsy from Bang. That's the battle for 5th place, and the Volvo of Sam recovering after his early race issues. Up ahead, we've got Baker in, I think that's third place. We'd like to rejoin that, and I think Zerus behind him, and then Roadhog in 5th place. Indeed.
So it was a hairy moment coming through that last corner. I think there might have been a bit of contact between Madbird and Bagsy that caused that spin, but oh well, we've got to move on. So we've got the 2 Commodores, 1st and 2nd still, as Madbird gets a little bit out of shape and manages to keep it on the road. But that Valvoline Yellow Pages Commodore is slowly falling back towards the as he goes straight across the chicane there and loses a bit of time as the skyline, the Calsonic skyline of Baker is hunting him down very, 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 very quickly.
Yes, very much so. But we wait to see just how long, or if Madbird can haul that Commodore of Stairs in. The gap now is visual, 2 or 3 seconds. We're on board now with Zerus, with the Dunlop race cam once again on the John Player Special BMW, chasing down 3rd place. He's much better under brakes than the Calsonic. Oh, but he's cooked that. We've got Madbird off as well. Roadhog spun. Everyone's gone off. This is absolutely fantastic. Well, not fantastic for Roadhog, currently 8th, but just for this race, we're seeing cars up and down the field everywhere. Madbird's in 4th place, so he's only lost 2 positions, but 2 positions too many as far as Madbird's is concerned.
That's exactly, as he's getting a bit out of shape coming into the last sequence of corners there.
Not the only one.
Yeah, definitely. We've got Bagsy just behind him, and here we see the FAI Commodore of Bang fighting with the Volvo of Sam. Yeah, indeed. As we see Madbird just squiggles under braking and just slides straight off.
Oh, he was actually really rather close to. Oh, and here's a replay of what happened to Zerus and Roadhog. That was actually Roadhog going into the side of Zerus, so it looked like Zerus was braking, trying to outbrake the Calsonic Nissan, but in the end it was Roadhog who went into the side of him. Has to be said, outbroke himself really quite a lot, even considering Zerus braked very deep into the corner.
Absolutely. Those marshals are loving it there on Tosa, as we've got Baker in the Calsonic. He's just kept his nose clean, and he's up into second place, would you believe, behind the Bow Repairs Commodore of Stairs.
That's right. So Baker in second place. So he's back to where he qualified in the end, and you just said that, didn't you? I wasn't listening. Stairs is going to have company very soon, because it looks like that Nissan is like, oh, that's Madbird and Bagsy's alongside him coming into the Ravazza. Who's going to come? Well, sorry, that's not the Ravazza, that's the chicane prior to the Ravazza, but all sorts of issues. You've got a wheel on the grass there, and this is the onboard from Bang, and he really can't get his car on the track.
No, absolutely not. Just outbroke himself going into the chicane, so cut the chicane and lost himself a position, but then lit up the throttle coming out of the grass a little bit too early, as the Valvoline Commodore, you know what I mean, is tracking him down.
And the Long Beach, bloody good those, FAI Commodore is, well, it's a battle for Commodore for the second, or the best of the rest of the Commodores, because the one that's leading hasn't really been troubled, even though he's been under a lot of pressure for a lot of the race. Since he took the lead from Madbird for the second time, he hasn't since relinquished it.
No, absolutely not. Whereas Madbird has been in all sorts of wars, more wars than Middle Earth,
Germany. And lap six. So 4 to go after this one, and there is Stairs currently first. The gap between himself and Baker is ever diminishing, but as we go through into Tosa, on the 6th lap of the race, Baker has closed up under braking really rather a lot.
Indeed, he's might have a run on him down here out of the hairpin. You can see he's quite close. Zerus in the BMW, having worked his way up into 3rd place in the background there, as Stairs just keeps himself tidy going through the corner. The Skyline still not dropping back, and Zerus again an ever-present threat as always.
Yes, well, he's recovered from having Roadhog inside of him, but he's taken the curbs very aggressively. There's Bagsy in the background in the Nissan, but he's in 3rd place currently, and he's hunting these two down with anger. He's got the red mist.
Indeed, as you can see in the background, we've got I think Roadhog, Bagsy following along behind Zerus.
Moment for Bagsy. He's gone off at the chicane, and he's just gone straight through, which we saw Madbird, and on the first lap we saw. What are we looking at there?
That's Roadhog in the Mercedes. Bang must have had a moment coming out of the chicane. There you see. That's incredibly close. Nearly got some contact there between.
Incredible avoiding action there by Madbird and Roadhog to not go into the side of Bang as he lost the rear end there. So that's Roadhog in. I didn't see what position.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think he's up into maybe 5th or possibly 4th. It's very confusing, this race. There's been just so much. Oh, and Madbird has retired from this race.
Oh, how bitter disappointment for him. He started on pole position, albeit, and he led for a tad. But we don't really have time to dwell on that, because somehow Baker's come out of nowhere and going around the outside. Oh, and we've got our leader off the track. What the hell is going on here? Zerus was ahead of Baker. He was actually up in 2nd place. I'm not sure what happened there. Meanwhile, Stairs has been having issues off on the grass.
Yeah, Baker must have had a moment or something that we haven't seen yet, because he was well and truly ahead of Zerus until here we go, and we must see it here. So Zerus must get past him going through. Is that the last sequence of corners?
That's the final chicane, and beautiful move. He outbraked Baker and was right on the tail end. Here it is on board. Just perfectly judged, because he could have quite easily gone into the back of the Commodore of Stairs there, but Baker's looks like the straight line speed of that Nissan has got him back through before they got to Tosa.
Absolutely. So that Skyline is doing quite well at the moment, up in the 2 cars out of the top 4 at the moment, as we see the Winfield there of Bagsy just lurking behind Zerus a little bit.
Bagsy's lurking. This is all closing up in the final laps of this race. Oh, and he's had a moment out of the chicane. 3 manufacturers in the top 3 positions. Who would have forecast that at the beginning of the race?
Indeed, the Commodores seem to be dominating for so long, but Madbird just
Oh, here we go. He's having a move. Oh, and he's gone down the outside and he's spun. He's spun at the Ravazza, and Xeris has gone out of podium contention into 4th place. Bagsy up into 3rd. Here's a replay. Oh, that was a little bit naughty from Baker. He moved in the braking zone. Probably wasn't expecting, well, he should have really expected, because he knew just how much stronger under braking that BMW was. But nevertheless, it's not good for Xeris.
No, definitely not. Just as you were saying that we had 3 different constructors on the podium, we've now got 2 Skylines and a Commodore, so Roadhog's gotten through on Xeris while he was recovering back to the track, so we've got a AMG Mercedes up into 4th place. When's the last time that happened?
Well, last time Roadhog was, well, when he was vying for the lead on the very first lap of the race and got taken out by Goofball. But here we are with Volvo and Commodore. Very, very different cars, these two, but Sam and Bang are having a ding-dong battle for 6th, 7th, 8th, 7th place.
Must be said that Volvo doesn't seem to have attracted too much sponsorship. The Skyline of the Calsonic Skyline of Baker has done quite well this race to just keep his nose clean. He's kept himself in contention, and he's gotten himself back up into 2nd, as you said earlier, and as I said before that, where he originally qualified.
Indeed, I really rather enjoy the product that Calsonic makes. But here we go, the Long Beach, the Long Beach Commodore. He's having a go up into Tosa on Sam, and oh, he's gone for the inside, but he's just lost the rear end going into there. He's not going to get through on this particular occasion.
No, definitely. I think Volvo might find themselves some more sponsors after a bit of racing like that, as we see the don't know what moustache is, but
it's like it's a hairy growth on the upper lip.
Ah, very good.
But he's doing very well to keep that much faster Commodore behind him.
Yeah, definitely. The Bang just not having too much luck today. The other 2 Commodores were doing quite well. Well, I mean, Madbird had his share of...
Speaking of share of disasters, that's not going to do Bang any good at all. The Commodores really look like a handful tonight. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's only Stairs who seems to have managed to tame the Commodore thus far, but we certainly don't want to put the knockers on him just yet. Here's the battle for 4th. This is Roadhog and Xeris, so these two... Oh, God, that AMG is sideways coming through. Oh, my goodness, they're side by side. Looks like Xeris has got the inside. Oh, my goodness, Roadhog turned in on him. That's horrible. But it really hasn't... It's affected him more than it has Xeris. Xeris has got an enormous lead. Here's a replay. In fact, actually, I might have done Roadhog a disservice there. I think he got a wheel on the grass and lost control. So, but there's Bagsy in 3rd place on the grass around Tamburello. Oh, God.
He managed to hold on to it. Thank God. That could have been a calamitous accident there for him if he hadn't.
He is driving the wheels off that Skyline. He can see these 2 up ahead. One of them is his teammate in terms of manufacturer, not teammate by in terms of sponsors, because they have different products sponsoring them, but he can see that if he gets up there somewhere close to where this Calsonic Nissan is hounding this Commodore of Stairs, then if they have each other off, then Bagsy can smell a win.
Absolutely, he can. These 2 are racing incredibly close, and if although they're both fairly clean races at the best of times, so they can't imagine them getting.
Oh, he's right up under. Sorry to cut across you there. He's right up underneath the. Looking which right and left, any way that he can somehow find his way past that Commodore. Stairs has been in his position many times before, though.
He has indeed, and that wide ass of the Commodore is perfect for just parking on those apexes and defending that position. So I want to have hope, but I want to have hope for the Skylines, but I just can't see Stairs losing that position.
Well, as wide as the Commodores are, those Skylines are pretty wide themselves with their amazing space-age styling.
Indeed, those dinner plate rear
taillights, as we see Bang having more issues. He had caught back up to Sam with the Volvo, but he's just had some more issues. So we rejoin. We must be in the closing stages now of this race. As they cross the line, we'll see what lap we're on. Being the commentator that I... Oh, look at Xeris sliding his way around that corner. That's amazing as we go around the last lap. Well, not the last lap, but the final... Well, it's the final lap! It's the final lap!
Indeed, and Baker was incredibly close going through those last 2 corners as Bagsy was climbing all over that chicane, and Xeris, as you say, sliding through it. But Baker...
That's right.
Baker at this stage looking like he's going to have to settle for 2nd. Stairs not giving up that position and actually gained a bit of time coming down this straight. So that Commodore just has that bit of grunt that the Skyline just doesn't.
Oh, bang! Sorry, Bagsy sliding through the. I think that's the Villeneuve corner, and the first, the corner leading into Tosa like a madman. It just looks like he's too far back to make a move now. But Xeris and Roadhog haven't actually, in their activities in the last few laps, haven't dropped that far behind. They're all sort of in the same picture as they go through there. Here we go. We're on board with Stairs. Seems to have driven a very clean race. Hasn't relinquished the lead. Hasn't particularly been fast, but he's you still to finish first. First you must finish.
Indeed, and Bow Repairs will be very happy with their choice of car to sponsor. Yellow Pages less so, as the Calsonic is keeping in touch. So just in case Stairs has a moment coming through the chicane possibly or through the Ravazzas, he's going to be there to capitalise. But it must be said, Stairs has driven an incredible race. As we got Xeris coming up on Bagsy in 4th position.
Oh, looks like he went for the move, and Bagsy very, very firmly shut the door in his face there. There was no way through on the inside. Is he going to outbrake him? He's been very good under brakes. The defensive line from Bagsy forces Xeris to go for the outside, and he's pushing him as they go out of the second Ravazza. Roadhog's got a watching brief on this too, as they go side by side. Oh God, we've cut away from it because the leaders are coming through the final section of corners. Stairs, I mean, still with that, he's had a car on his rear wing every single moment of this race, apart from a few laps where we had some crashes. But here he comes to win the race, and side by side, we've got Bagsy's actually ended up with a few car lengths on Xeris because Roadhog had a bit of a go on him.
Indeed, and it looks like Roadhog wasn't too far behind Xeris coming through. All right, and let's see what happened here. So we've got Xeris takes an incredibly tight line, and Roadhog gets a better exit out.
He got bottled up behind Bagsy.
Indeed, Bagsy just squirming under the throttle, but he manages to get away from it. And Roadhog incredibly close coming over the end of the line. This is a Kodak moment for sure.
Oh, they were, there's not even on the picture there, but one frame in it, and that's that's 4th place for Xeris, but Stairs the race victor by just about half a second from Bagsy holding on for that podium, and Xeris in 4th, up from last place, and Roadhog in 5th.
Indeed, so a good race from Stairs, managed to hold on to it. It was very, very consistent driving from him, as we've got the confirmation there of the Volvo coming home in 6th.
Yes, Castrol, Beard Mustache, Volvo in 6th place, Bang in 7th, and Madbird in 8th.
Indeed, DNF there for Madbird, and a DSQ for the Mustang of Goofball. We didn't see that one, but he was getting very happy coming out of the corners, must be said.
Yeah, saw a lot of time at the gravel trap at Tosa, but I'm not one to judge. I've been in there many times myself, as that's all the time we have.
Indeed, so I hope you enjoyed our special event here at Imola. As always, I've been Madbird.
I've been Stairs.